Twins Red Sox series is brought to you by the local New England Honda dealers. Around here, we Honda. And on a hot Saturday night at Fenway, the Red Sox can gain more ground in the American League East. Flying high after a walk-off win last night, the Sox come into Game 3 up 5.5 over the New York Yankees. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday evening. Dave O'Brien alongside of Red Sox Hall of Famer Jerry Remy. The Red Sox with a big win last night. And because the Yankees have already lost Game 1 of a doubleheader, the Sox could be 6 up by the end of the night, and the home runs were flying.
Oh, home runs were the big story for the Red Sox last night. And, of course, Jackie Bradley Jr. leading it off with the home run, taking one to the opposite field for the Boston Red Sox to get them on the board early in the ball game. But to tell you what, these Minnesota Twins, they're a tough matchup for the Red Sox and have been all year. Then you get Devers with the game-tying home run. A line shot, an absolute bullet into the bullpen, and Mookie Betts wasting no time in extra innings to give the Red Sox the walk-off win. One that at times did not look like it was going to happen, but when you get Mookie Betts to the plate, it's always possible.
This just in, Mookie Betts is pretty darn good.
Not bad.
Pretty darn talented. First time in his career he has a walk-off home run on his resume. It was a great way to end a terrific night for the Red Sox last night. Now they try and make it 2 in a row over the Minnesota Twins and gaining more ground inside the division. Game 3 coming up in just a moment. By Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. Lexus and the Lexus Strikes Out Hunger program. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. By Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing. And Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Nice night for game number 3. Red Sox and the Twins coming at you. Time now for our Xfinity X1 report as we go to Garen Austin for more on the run to home base this morning.
Thanks, Obi. Well, today was a very big day at Fenway Park, one of the biggest of the summer. It was the 9th annual Run to Home Base. Now, over 2,500 runners and walkers raised money and participated for the Home Base program. It's a program that helps heal the invisible wounds of war. The Home Base program is very unique, and it's helping our veterans in the New England area. And they made the announcement that they are going to be expanding the program. And coming up in a little bit, we'll have even more on the Home Base program. But up next, Rick Porcello is on the mound. Dave O'Brien and Jerry Remy are on the call. Stay with us.
Joe Mauer will lead it off. Eddie Rosario's in left. He was their hero last night. Polanco at short. Brian Dozier, the second baseman. Morrison at DH. Miguel Sano just back up from the minor leagues. He's at third. It'll be Grossman in right. Garver doing the catching. Cave in center field. Taking on a Red Sox starter presented by New England Audi dealers. Rick Porcello can become the Red Sox first 13-game winner with a victory tonight.
Now let's take a look at the Red Sox defense, brought to you by Southwest. They're second in the league with 49 errors on the season. Rafael Devers will be at third base. Xander Bogaerts, the shortstop. Eduardo Nunez at second. And Mitch Moreland back at first base. Left to right, Andrew Benintendi, Jackie Bradley Jr. and Mookie Betts. And Sandy Leon doing the catching for Porcello.
And Mauer, the first man in at 282, 3 home runs. They got him at first base tonight. A lot of career at bats against Porcello. So they are real familiar with each other. And the first pitch, a strike, and we're underway. Mauer lifetime just 16 for 67 against Porcello. It's .239. And quickly has him in the hole. What a night last night was, the way it ended. And it was bedlam here at Fenway thanks to that man. With the walk-off shot, the 0-2, and wrapped hard, but gobbled up by Xander Bogaerts on the other side of second. One man gone. Here are the umpires, now brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Mark Ripperger has the plate. Eddings, Foster, and West on the bases. We're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP presented by Toyota. Visit Compra2Toyota.com to see Toyota deals not seen on TV.
Buenas noches, amigos.
Here's Rosario at 309, 19 homers. He's driven in 64 runs. And he does not get cheated.
And so far, Porcello, everything has been a fastball, a two-seam fastball, about 90 miles an hour. Rosario was a big player in that game last night for the Twins.
Yeah, he put Minnesota up 3-2 at a 2-run double off Craig Kimbrell in the 9th inning. Well, that one came in at 73 miles an hour.
Yeah, it took a little bit something off the curveball that time.
Tantalizing.
73 on the curveball.
Polanco on deck. Red Sox have 3 men on the right side in the shift. And the 0-2. Little rattler toward first base. That's going to be a foul ball. Paul Molitor, the Minnesota skipper, is not here tonight. Former Twins Jim Thome and Jack Morris are being inducted into the Hall of Fame. Molitor, of course, a Hall of Famer, so he's in Cooperstown right now. The bench coach Derek Shelton is filling in tonight. Who did not have nearly as many hits as Paul Molitor. Got jammed in a big way. Roller toward Moreland. He'll flip on to get him. Porcello got there quickly. He really covers very well. Always has, and that's out number 2.
Yeah, he's a very good athlete. Gets over, does his job. Moreland does his job. Back in the lineup at first base. He does a great job of leading those pitches to the bag where they can see the ball, pick up the baseball, and then pick up the bag. Beautifully done right there by the Red Sox.
And Mookie Betts, we caught him in the foreground there with 2 fingers up, 2 down, very casually. And good to see Moreland back in there and moving well on that knee. Sore knee that's held him out of the lineup for a few days. That'll bring up Polanco, 282, no homers. He's driven in 5. Yankees in Kansas City are underway in game 2. Well, the Kansas City Royals of all teams just knocked Severino all over the place.
Yeah, that was quite a surprise this afternoon in New York.
10-5 the final in game 1 for the Royals. And Porcello looking for a very quick start. A strike. Likes that curveball.
Yeah, beautiful job dropping it on the outside part of the plate that time. Again at 73 miles an hour. A little bit slower than normal.
One, two. Red Sox and the Twins will wrap up the season series tomorrow afternoon at 1:05. That'll be the Sox debut of the right-hander Nathan Eovaldi. A lot of folks excited to see him pitch and see that fastball. That's in there for strike three. Boy, absolutely on the corner to freeze him, and they go 1-2-3. Toyota.com. Last night's hero, Mookie Betts, to lead it off. Then Andrew Benintendi, JD Martinez, and Mitch Moreland. He's hitting cleanup. Xander Bogaerts at short. Rafael Devers. Don't forget about his heroics last night. Nunez at second. Leon doing the catching. Jackie Bradley also had a big blow last night. Home run number 8. It was sailing, and the Red Sox won on a home run by Mookie Betts. Facing the right-hander Jake Odorizzi, 4-6, 4.37 ERA.
Yeah, 17 times he's made starts against the Red Sox, 4-5 in his career, with a 4.45 ERA.
Socked that one, headed for one of the deepest parts of the ballpark. Cave back there on the track, and he'll make the catch. Over 400 feet from home plate, Mookie Betts launching one, but caught by Cave.
Let's take a look at the Twins defense. They're 4th in the American League, 52 errors on the season. Miguel Sano will be back at third base. Jorge Polanco, the shortstop. Brian Dozier at second and Joe Mauer at first. Left to right, Eddie Rosario. Jake Cave, who just made that play, and Robbie Grossman in right. Mitch Garver doing the catching for Odorizzi.
Benintendi, 297, 14 home runs, 61 RBI. And trying to snap a little 0 for 10.
Plus the Red Sox seeing a lot of Odorizzi when he was down with the Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah, he was a solid starter for them for 5 years before signing as a free agent with Minnesota for just 1 year. 2014 he won 11. 2016 he went 10-6. Last year he was 10-8. Never a star, but a steady pitcher. JD Martinez on deck. And the 3-0 is a strike.
Benintendi, a mini slump for his last 10, trying to break out of that.
And he's had a big month, 354 in the month of July. Even with that 0 for 10, that'll be pop foul out of play. He has seen this pitcher 9 times in his career. He has 3 hits off Odorizzi. And one thing about this right-hander, he will allow the home run. He's coughed up 16. That's second most on their staff. And tonight may be one of those nights where it really carries. Bounding ball in the infield. That's going to get through for a base hit. Dozier and Polanco kind of looking at each other as it got through. Benintendi needed that, and he's on with a single.
I got it, you take it. You know, a little confusion on who was going to be able to get to this ball. They were not in a shift. They're certainly playing to pull, and it's kind of like, well, you were going to get it. No, maybe I'll get it. And as a result, Benintendi picks up the base hit. That's the kind of hit that sometimes gets you going.
So a man on with 1 out for JD Martinez. Dozier, many thought would be traded by now. Maybe even he thought he would be gone by now. They traded Eduardo Escobar, who was their most popular player yesterday. JD with a dribbler toward third. That might be trouble. Scooped up by Sanoa. Gun. He's not going to get him. Everybody's safe. Benintendi down to second on the infield hit.
Well, you take hits any way you can get them. That time you couldn't have rolled it down the third base line better than that if you were J.D. Martinez. Sano made a pretty nice play with the bare hand. That ball was moving pretty quickly, but too late at first base to get J.D. So 2 hits for the Red Sox. Not exactly crush, but they got 2 men on base.
Yep, terrific hustle there. He doesn't get a lot of infield hits. He has one tonight, so the Red Sox have 2 on for Mitch Moreland, returning to the lineup after missing several games with that sore knee, but he does have a 3-game hitting streak. .297 lifetime against Minnesota. And the Red Sox looking to strike right away against Odorizzi. This is the 40th game where Mitch Moreland has batted cleanup. In the first 39, he batted .319, 12 home runs. He's been very comfortable as the 4-man. And very productive. 1-1.
Starts him off with a couple of split-fingered fastballs. That splitter about 84 miles an hour. 1 outside, 1 inside.
Odorizzi right at 500 in his career, 44 and 44, ERA of 3.90. Two balls and a strike. If the Sox win tonight, they'll be back to 40 games over 500. Red Sox have sold out, by the way, each of their last 13 home games. Looks like another one tonight. And the crowds have been marvelous.
Well, there's a reason for that. They're watching a very good ball club do some exceptional things.
It's a great combination with good weather.
Yes.
Particularly here in New England, flocking to Fenway in the summer to watch a first place ball club on a record-setting pace. Here's the 3-1 now for Mitch Moreland. That's torched down the line. Did he hook it too much? He did. He put a swing on it, though, and raked it foul.
Odorizzi hung a split-fingered fastball that time up in the zone. As you can see right there, the split grip, and boy, that did nothing. It just stayed about belt high, and because of the off speed of the pitch, Moreland was a little bit out in front of it and pulls it foul, but he hit that ball very hard.
So 3-2. Benintendi at second, Martinez at first. And now Garver would like a word with his right-hander. Garvin Alston, their pitching coach, looking on. Twins made a couple of trades yesterday, maybe some more to come before the deadline on July 31st. And Odorizzi with a 3-2 to Moreland.
Good job fouling that pitch off. That's a borderline strike. That pitch number 6 on the outside part of the plate. And Moreland protecting the outside part, just fouls it off to the third base side.
And again the 3-2. Shot into right field for a base hit. Benintendi rounding. He's going to score. The throw will be cut, and the Red Sox have a 1-0 lead. Mitch Moreland getting back into the swing of things with an RBI single to put the Red Sox in front.
You think about Moreland, hasn't played for a couple of days, and he put up a very, very tough at bat right there. Once again, he gets a split-fingered fastball. That one dipping in the strike zone, but Moreland is able to cover the plate, put that line shot out to right field, and the Red Sox take the very quick 1-0 lead.
His 48th RBI, 3 consecutive singles.
Remember that pitch he battled off the pitch previous to that, the outside part of the plate, gave him a chance and then took advantage of it.
Really nice at bat to drive in a run. Sends up Xander Bogaerts, first and second, a run in, only one man out. Xander 279, 16 homers. Our key matchup presented by Sullivan Tire Complete Auto Service. We're always here to get you there. Xander Bogaerts against Odorizzi, 310 with 5 doubles and a triple. And the 1-0. He's taking in there for a strike. We talked about Bogaerts driving it this season, all the extra base hits. Already has more extra base hits this year than he did last year. And is the only player with 30 doubles each of the last 4 seasons in the American League. And he has 4 of those doubles in his last 5 games. Hitless last night, and the Red Sox win. Martinez at second, Moreland on at first. And Bogaerts trying to keep the line moving, as the hitters say.
It used to be with Bogaerts, you know, on pitches inside, he'd kind of fight him off to the opposite field. Now, as he matures as a hitter, the pitches inside, a lot of times he's getting the barrel of the bat out and pulling those balls with authority.
That goes back to a conversation he had with Alex Cora back in spring training, where Alex said, I want you doing damage, driving the ball. You're a strong guy. Think about doubles, think about home runs, think about shots like that to center field. Cave backpedals, has room again. He spent a little time on the warning track already tonight. Martinez will tag. He'll advance to third base and stop there with 2 down.
Yeah, both outs in this inning have not exactly been short outs. Deep fly balls to center field. Easy for J.D. Martinez there to tag up at second and go to third. Of course, that's the big part of the ballpark. 420 out there to the triangle.
So Martinez advancing 90 feet, brings up Rafael Devers, who tied last night's game in the 9th inning with his 15th home run of the season, and it got from home plate into the bullpen in less than 4 seconds. 112 miles per hour.
That's faster than guys running first base.
He bunts, kind of a choppy bunt, a sliding stab. Here's the throw, won't get him. Everybody's going to be safe. Martinez holding at third. Odorizzi elected not to allow the ball to roll foul, to play it instead, and Devers is on.
Yeah, and I think, usually you see something like that and you see the runner from third scoring, but I think if J.D. Martinez had gone, they would have had a chance to get him at home plate. I don't know, in that situation with J.D. at third, and let's hope this turns into more runs, but I would have liked to have seen Devers swing the bat with the man at third base like that. If J.D. had gone, he'd have been tagged out probably by the pitcher.
A bunt hit. And they're all loaded up for Eduardo Nunez. So a chance to really make it a big first inning. Sox have 4 hits right away here against Odorizzi. Eduardo singled and picked up his 16th double yesterday. Went 2 for 4 against his old team. Two down and the bases are jammed. And in there for a strike.
J.D. Martinez, Mitch Mullen at second, and Rafael Devers on a trip camera.
You love that shot.
I love trips.
You dream in trips. Here's the 0-1. Bounding ball. A nice stab there by Mauer. He'll flip onto the pitcher in time to get him and retire the side. The Red Sox will settle for the 1 run. In game 106, John Lester earned his 10th win as the Red Sox shut out the Orioles 5-0. David Ortiz went 4 for 4, hit his 20th home run. Red Sox head 1-0. As we move on to the second inning, it'll be Dozier, Morrison, and Sano against Rick Porcello. Dozier 226. He has 16 homers. Red Sox loaded the bases, wound up getting 1 run. In their bid to win for the 73rd time already. Yankees have taken a 2-0 lead on Kansas City in the first inning. Hopper. Devers has it. 1 man away. Ace Ticket is Boston's trusted source for tickets to all Red Sox games and concerts at Fenway. Prices and service are better than you can imagine. Go to aceticket.com right now. And it'll send up Logan Morrison, just a 193 hitter, but 12 home runs. Sox have done good work on him in the past. Just 222 lifetime against Boston. Former Tampa Bay Ray. The man on deck, Sano, was just recalled from the minors today. They had sent him to AAA Rochester for about 6 weeks. And they bring him back after the trade of Escobar yesterday, but he's been in the minors for a while working on conditioning. They wanted him to drop about 20-25 pounds, and he's down about 20. Two and one. Porcello in his last 7 starts, 4-1. Last time out, he survived an early rain delay to go 6 and beat the Baltimore Orioles. Morrison with decent numbers against Porcello. 297. There's a high deep drive down the right field line, way off into the corner. Is it fair or foul? That is gone. Home run for Morrison, his 13th. He has quickly tied up the ball game. Deep down the right field line.
That is the second career home run that Morrison has against Porcello. Came into the game 297 against him with the home run, and he turns around a very quick fastball right there to tie this score in a hurry. Fastball right on the inside part of the plate. That's where he likes it. Usually pitchers try to throw Morrison up in the zone with fastballs.
His second lifetime home run against Rick Porcello. So it'll send up Sano back in the big leagues for the first time in a while. He was an all-star last year. Sharply hit. Devers will hoover that up and set him down. 2 gone.
You know, Devers was out here a couple of days working early on his positioning of his feet on throws to first base. I think they were working. I was watching from up in the booth, and it looked to me they were working on separation between the feet, trying to get a wider stance as he makes his throws to give him more accurate throws to first base. He's done it certainly on the last 2 ground balls he's got.
Here's Grossman at 255 with 4 home runs. Tied up 1-1. That one slammed down the left field line, but slicing foul. Here's Devers with Carlos Fablis a little earlier.
Started talking about, this happened a couple of days ago, and they just did a lot of talking, and then they went in, and you could see Fablis is going to show him exactly, how to get the feet separated a little bit. Get a good base underneath. Instead of having the feet too close, spread them out.
You've done your share of coaching. I mean, is that what you work on first, is footwork?
Yeah, absolutely. You get your feet in too tight, it's all arm after that, and it's like a pitcher really in their fundamentals.
1-1 to Grossman.
I never had to worry much about that at second base because it was such a short throw, but guys that are on the other side of the infield, certainly deep, they're the guys that really have to worry about their fundamentals on throws to first base. Obviously, the wider the stance, the more accurate you can be.
That one sneaks in there, got him looking at 90 miles an hour, but a run in on the Morrison blast. support of veterans and their families. Joining us now, Brigadier General Jack Hammond, the Executive Director of Home Base, and General James McConville, the Vice Chief Staff of the United States Army. And gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us. And first of all, Jack, I mean, how did today's event go? Because what we saw on the field was spectacular.
The event tonight?
Yes.
Perfect. I mean, when you look at those Gold Star and families of the fallen, nothing but deep appreciation that we didn't forget about their kids, their husbands, their wives, because as they've told me before, you know, they die once when they're killed in action. They only die a second time if we forget about them. And this is to show them we don't forget about them. We still honor their sacrifice. General
McConville, you were right there on the field and watching the looks in the family's eyes, and for you that has to be so deeply touching too.
No, it was just so special coming back to your hometown and watching how the town recognizes the families of the fallen, and how they treat veterans and how they treat troops. It just makes me very, very proud of Boston.
Yeah, you're a Quincy man like me.
I am.
And a Red Sox fan from the time you were little.
Absolutely.
So this is what a great environment to be in for a night like tonight.
It's just very, very special. And Tom Warner and the Red Sox and what they do for our troops is just unbelievable.
Home Base is such an amazing organization, and what's been done so far so important, but a ways to go yet.
That's right. So we'll open our new National Center of Excellence in about 3 weeks. We'll be able to double the number of troop veterans we see each year, and our goal is just to keep innovating and getting better and better, much like the team, much like Mass General. And that's having parents like that strive for excellence and innovation really drives us, and obviously the mission.
You guys know something about teamwork.
Yeah, we do. We do. We got a great team, and we're very blessed with the young men and women who continue to raise their right hand and want to serve.
A touching ceremony, and if people are watching at home, want to get involved about Home Base, and really we're deeply moved by what they saw today, is that one's going to be foul out of play off the bat of Sandy Leon. What's the best way to do that?
Go to our website. It's homebase.org. That's the easiest way. If you're a veteran out there, you're an actively serving member in the area, and you want to get some help, just connect with us. The worst thing you can do is not get help. It's like trying to walk on a broken leg. It doesn't get better by itself. Get the help you need, and really, you're going to regain the life you once had.
Isn't it true that we've come so far as a society? We have a ways to go yet, but so far, when you talk about the invisible wounds of war, and how important that is to treat the men and women who come back from combat, who have served this country so courageously and so bravely, needing to get the help here back home that they so desperately deserve to have.
I can tell you that General McConville, and I'd really like to kick that one of him, Division Commander in Afghanistan, 101st Screaming Eagles, one of the most storied divisions in our Army, and they took some hits.
Yeah, and I think it's just wonderful where the people honor our veterans, our troops, and our families, and it's just very, very special.
I was talking to Tom this afternoon a little bit about this, and he was talking about, you know, how you get these people together and you get them in groups for periods of time, you know, 2-3 weeks all together, where they can bond together and get the feeling that, you know, they're not by themselves. Like, you know, this once a week treatment really doesn't kind of do it.
You know, it's like any other injury. If you sprained your ankle, sprained your knee, and you went once a week for physical therapy, you're going to do okay. If you went to, you know, what do you call it, JetBlue Park down in Florida, and you work with Mike Bruce and the strength and conditioning team for 8 to 10 hours a day for 2 solid weeks, and you had a hotel room there, you're bound to get better faster. It's common sense approach. It's an injury.
3-2 on the way to Sandy Leon, and he will pop that one up into right field, backing out Dozier. Grossman coming on, and we'll put that away. I've always thought, I'll bet everybody right here agrees with this, that a society like ours, in the end, is judged by how we care for the people who fight for us.
That's right, and I think it's a special time. I'm not so sure our Vietnam veterans got the same respect that we get right now, and we're very lucky. The American people give us incredible support, and in this town especially.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Boston especially, Quincy especially, no question about it. And you saw it in the looks of the folks in the stands too, when they were standing and applauding as all the families who have been so deeply affected came out from center field and had huge smiles on their faces. I agree with both of you, though, that, you know, for the families themselves, it was wonderful because it brought back memories of loved ones lost, and allowing a celebration to occur around them.
That's right.
And a very wide range of emotions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very true.
Sarah McKenna did a great job organizing this, and really she had a thoughtful approach, because she said We need to acknowledge the loss, and we did that. General McConville led that wreath-laying ceremony, and we didn't want the families in as part of that. We wanted to then shift to then honor them.
I'll tell you, that was so moving, though. So very deeply moving to see the laying of the wreath as well, and for any of us who have had loved ones serve overseas, as you have,
and you have,
and I have too, and are so incredibly proud and grateful that to see that ceremony. I felt like it was on behalf of everyone.
It really was. It was just, you know, being out in the field and watching the people and pouring out to the families of the fallen. It was just a great ceremony.
Well, the Red Sox, in cooperation with home base, of course, I think making a tremendous difference in so many lives. So very, very grateful for that.
But you know what's great is you see it in the fans, because everyone knows what the park's like before the national anthem. It's a clamor, it's a lot of noise. As soon as they saw it, everybody just stopped talking. No one had to tell them to stop. You know, some places they might.
It was the quietest I've ever heard Fenway Park.
Yeah, that was a special moment, standing in the field and saluting and watching the people. It was a great patriotic moment.
Mookie Betts batting with the bases empty and 2 down, all tied up 1-1. Joined by Brigadier General Jack Hammond, the Executive Director of Home Base, and General James McConville, the Vice Chief of Staff of the United States Army. It's been an honor to have both of you with us here at Fenway Park. Honor to have you conducting that ceremony, and just a great day for Home Base and for all of us.
Thank you.
So thank you so much.
Well, and thank you too, sir.
Tremendous.
Thanks,
thank you for your service as well. Appreciate that so much.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Certainly will. Mookie Betts 0 for 1 with a fly to center. And Mookie's dad served in Vietnam. And you'll always see, if you're here at the ballpark, you'll see Mookie Betts standing on the line, and he waits for the colors to depart before he heads off. Scooped up here by Garver, and will throw on to get him, and that's a 1-2-3 inning. We're tied up 1-1 at Fenway. Red Sox starters last 9 games, 3-2 with an ERA of 1.09. This one tied up 1-1 as we go to the third. Opponent batting average just 199 against. So the starters doing their job. Chris Sale outstanding over 6 innings, 10 punch outs last night, wound up with no decision. Garver hammering away, 264, 5 home runs for the catcher. Rick Porcello, when he faced the Twins in Minnesota in June, he needed to come up big. The Sox had lost the first 2 games of that series. The bullpen was depleted. He turned in his best performance of the season in that one.
That's exactly what he's going to do tonight. He knows that too coming in.
And that one, 7 innings, 1 hit. He walked 1. And 1-2. Breaking ball. He did not get the call there on the curve.
Yeah, and it's not where he wanted it, but it still looked like a strike, didn't it? At the top of the strike zone, inside. It's supposed to be away, but it stays inside. But that's a pretty nice job framing that pitch by Sandy Leon.
3-2. Cave on deck, and then Joe Mauer. Twins have been a tough opponent for the Red Sox this year.
They really have. They played the Red Sox extremely tough, both in Minnesota and here in Fenway Park.
Yeah, win or lose, Tapper off the end of the bat. Moreland will take charge on that to Porcello to the bag for out number 1.
All right, the guys in the Minnesota dugout are probably saying, let's try something else. They got that play down pretty good.
Yeah.
The old 3-1. Moreland once again just waiting back in a nice little lead right to Porcello, right up around his eyes so he can see the ball and touch the bag.
One of the enduring rights of spring training. Pitchers fielding practice.
Get over there. That's all you hear. Get over there. Get over there.
Cave 275, the rookie with 3 home runs. And the 0-1. That breaking ball's been a very good one early for Rick Porcello. Is 0-2 onto the hands. Bauer on deck. Red Sox will wrap up the season series with the Twins tomorrow. And then it's back to National League play as the Phillies come to town for 2. Red Sox are 7-1 against the National League. Good young Philly club. 1-2. Kind of golfed, a little topper. That went into center field. It's going to fall down for a base hit. So Cave is on with a single.
Do you want Bruins Fan Fest to visit your hometown? Tell us why using hashtag Bruins Tour on Twitter or Instagram for your chance to win the Bruins Fan Fest contest and bring the Bruins to your hometown.
Second hit tonight for Minnesota. Man on for Mauer, who's grounded out 0 for 1. Well, they were even asking Joe Mauer, some of the Minnesota writers who cover the Twins, whether or not anyone has come to him to waive his no trade clause if someone would inquire about a trade. And his response was it had been some time since anyone in that front office had inquired about that. It would be hard to think of him anywhere else except Minnesota. But who knows who's available on their ball club right now, as that'll miss. Not by much.
And who knows what you might be thinking, you know, come the end of August when you get a chance possibly to go to a team that's going to go to the playoffs. You may change your mind completely just for those couple of months.
And he's a free agent at the end of the year. And a 1-1. Minnesota in second place in their division. They're 8 games behind Cleveland. And they've started making trades, so they have given up on the concept, it would appear, of catching the Indians. Red Sox up by 5.5 on the Yankees at the moment. Runner at first base and 1 out. Here's the 2-1. And he'll step off the rubber. Mauer, a guy who can be doubled up.
Yeah, and Cave, a guy that, he's got 1 steal, has not been caught yet. Not at the big league level for that long of a period of time.
And golf toward left, but foul. Here's the catch.
Oh, one-hand juggling act.
So 2-2 on Mauer. Rosario on deck. As Cave gets a short lead at first base, and the 2-2. Got a piece of it.
Tried to blow the fastball by him away from Joe Mauer at 91 miles an hour, just fouling it off.
Mauer with more doubles than any Twin in the history of the franchise. Over 2,000 career hits. Recently passed the great Kirby Puckett for most doubles in Minnesota history. He knocks a line drive into right field for a base hit. Cave will round and head on back to second base as the throw comes in. Back-to-back hits now off of Rick Porcello.
That's pretty good at bat right there. Very good at bat by Joe Mauer. Finally got a cut fastball that he could pull over the shift. As you can see right there, stayed up in the zone, and Mauer gets the barrel of the bat out, and a little first and second action now with 1 out. And a very dangerous Rosario coming to the plate.
A really good player from Puerto Rico. Last year hit .290, 27 home runs. You see his numbers this year. He's been even better batting average wise. And probably their best all-around player. Get him in left field. And then last night, when they started moving some pieces around late in the game, he moved from left to third base, made a heck of a play at third.
Had a great ball game last night.
And had the key double off of Craig Kimbrell, the 9th inning. That drove in 2 and put them in the lead briefly.
This is off Kimbrell last night as he gets a fastball away and takes it on toward the Green Monster. Huge hit in the ball game for the Minnesota Twins. But the Red Sox would eventually have the last laugh on a Mookie Betts home run.
Third blown save of the season for Craig Kimbrell. They are few and far between. Oh, he went for the downs there, and that 92-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, you can see Porcello elevating the fastball a little bit. He likes that ball down in the zone.
Kimbrell, by the way, had recorded 23 consecutive saves before last night. One down, and a cut and a miss that twisted him up, and down he goes, strike 3.
There's so many uppercut swings in baseball today that you almost have to pitch up with the fastball, and that's exactly what Porcello does right here. We're supposed to be up and in, it stays up and away, but the same effect. You see those uppercut swings, and they go right underneath the baseball.
Amica Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, and life insurance. So third strikeout for Porcello brings up Polanco. He was number 1, caught looking in the first inning. Sox won, Twins won.
Used to be in baseball, get the ball down, keep it down. Now, I think it's like, keep it high.
Get it up there, keep it up there.
He's trying to launch.
Today, you really have to have a four-seamer, don't you?
Yeah, it certainly seems that way, yeah.
You can't take the mound without one.
We were talking to Roger Clemens, we were in Texas about it. He said, yeah, high fastballs and sliders down and in.
Cave and Mauer on. That one headed toward the alley. In fact, headed toward the deepest part of the ballpark. That's going to bounce around near the 420. Cave is in to score. Mauer is in to score. Polanco to third with a 2-run triple. And that puts the Twins in front again. Polanco with RBIs 6 and 7, his second triple of the year.
And he gets a breaking ball that time from Porcello and finds that gap, runs it all the way out to the 420 mark as it rattles around out there against the garage door. Easy 3 bases for him. And a couple of runs come in for the Minnesota Twins.
Well, they keep fighting and fighting to take leads against the Red Sox. That'll send up Dozier 0 for 1 with a ground out to third. Dozier without a lot of luck against Rick Porcello. 186 lifetime coming in, but 3 homers. So Minnesota up 3-1. That'll find the mark at 83. So last inning, a home run by Morrison. Now in the third inning, 3 hits and a big 3-run or 2-run triple by Polanco. And 2-1 to count. It started with the rookie Cave and his base hit. Then Mauer with a single. Porcello came back to fan Rosario. You thought he was in good shape, but Polanco got him, and here's another hit up the middle and another run in. Dozier with the RBI single. Polanco scores, and it is 4-1 Minnesota.
All is coming with 2 outs, 3 runs after 2 around the inning. It's a fastball. It's going to be right down the zone, and a topspin ground ball that quickly gets back up the middle and by Xander Bogaerts. So Porcello, who was very dominant in the first inning, made it look easy. Gave up the home run in the second and some struggles here in the third. And the Red Sox will be playing from behind in this one.
Yeah, very different start for Rick Porcello than the last time he faced Minnesota, where of course he allowed only 1 hit in 7 innings. Already 5 hits tonight. Morrison has been trouble for him in the past and this evening. He belted a long home run in the second inning down the right field line, and he's hitting about 300 lifetime against him.
Changes up a little bit right there with that 73-mile-an-hour curveball again.
So Dozier on after the run-scoring single. Here's the 0-1. Indicating a bunt, chops it back toward Rick Porcello. He'll fire on rather angrily to get the out, but they scored 3 times. We'll keep it right here for a special moment and toss it to public address announcer Dick Flavin. the official batting glove of Major League Baseball and the Red Sox. Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? Choose Nissan today. Shop ChooseNissan.com. By KM. Together we grill. By your local New England Ford dealers. And by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. The Red Sox are down by 3 here in the early going. Last half of the 3rd inning, it'll be Benintendi, Martinez, Moreland against Odorizzi. Red Sox put together 4 hits in the 1st inning, only 1 run. We'll see if that comes back to haunt tonight. Red Sox coming into this ball game with a chance to gain a game and a half against the New York Yankees. Yankees have already lost. Now they're playing the second end of a doubleheader, although they have a 2-1 lead against Kansas City in the 4th inning. They lost game 1 10-5, 2-1. Did not get the call. 3-1. Benintendi snapped an 0 for 10 with a base hit in the 1st inning. So the Red Sox left fielder now hitting .299. He chops one to the middle. On the attack, here's the flip on to get him. Polanco with the stab for round number 1.
NESN's Backyard Ballpark Contest is back. Think yours is in a league of its own? Upload a short video of your backyard ballpark to NESN.com/ballparks by August 28th, and we will pick a winner. If yours comes out on top, Dave and I will host a private party for your family and friends at your home field. NESN's Backyard Ballpark Contest is presented in part by Lighthouse Construction.
JD Martinez reaching on an infield hit in the 1st inning, 1 for 1 to raise him to 324 with 31 home runs, 85 RBI. And on base all the time here at Fenway. Mitch Moreland on deck. 4-1 Minnesota. Oh-2, not tempting enough. Comforts of home brought to you by Bernie and Phil's. JD Martinez with a 42-game home on base streak and hitting .367 during that. Right now at Bernie and Phil's, save with a double tax discount, no minimum purchase required. Oh, that one was too tempting for him, and down he goes for strike 3.
That ball well out of the strike zone, but JD chasing that one. They wanted to go fastball away. He goes up and away, way upstairs out of the strike zone, and a rare occasion where Martinez swings at a bad pitch.
Moreland drove in the Red Sox run with a base hit in the 1st inning. So Mitch with a 4-game hitting streak. Nobody on, 2 down, 4-1 Twins. And a little flare popped up. And that's Sano, the 3rd baseman, making a catch in shallow center field. 1-2-3. Go to Red Sox. When you make a donation of gently used professional clothing at any Men's Warehouse location, you help unemployed men and women look their best as they re-enter the workforce. Learn more at mwsuitdrive.com. Sano is 0 for 1. He is grounded out to third. They list him in the media guide at 6'4", 272 pounds, and he was well over that 272 in spring training this year. They thought all the added weight had really affected his performance. So they sent him back to Fort Myers to lose the weight.
It's a good place to lose it. Hot and humid.
So just back with the big club here tonight after 6 weeks, and he fouls that one away. A lot of talent here. Last 2 seasons, 25 home runs, 28 home runs. But he will also strike out prodigiously. And Porcello trying to get him here. He's run it to 3-2. And Porcello's payout pitch.
Tried back-to-back changeups on Sano, and Sano able to just make contact there to see another pitch, fouling it off right off his dugout.
Now the 3-run third inning for Minnesota is really taking the crowd out of it for now. And that's going to be in there. Strike 3. Caught him looking. Let's toss it down to Guerin.
Well, last night was another huge night in what has already been an unbelievable season for Mookie Betts. But Obi Jerry, before every at-bat, Betts writes 3 letters with his bat. And he told me what he's writing is a cross, an E, and C for his grandmother, Etta Collins. Now, guys, she passed away in 2007, and he told me that she was his biggest supporter, so that's his way of honoring her. He used to write her initials when he was in the infield, but since he's moved to the outfield, he doesn't write them on the warning track. But, guys, he said he doesn't remember a time when he didn't write her initials.
Ground ball mishandled by Nunez in right field, and so Grossman's going to be safe on what will be an error on the Red Sox second baseman.
Yep, Nunez pointing at himself. Your fault, and nobody else's. They know it. Back on the grass in the shift, and just right there playing it off the dirt. Bounces off the heel of his glove, and Nunez picks up his 5th error of the season at second base.
So base runner for Garver, who is 0 for 1. First error of the ball game for either side. And Grossman on, and that'll be in there for a strike. Garver, maybe their hottest hitter going back to June 23rd. He's hitting .356. He's had a good road trip as well as that misses away.
When you make an error like that as an infielder, outfielder, whatever, you hope that the next pitch is a ground ball with somebody where you can turn a double play and get out of the inning. You don't want this to hurt your pitcher.
And that big slow curveball in there, even slower than the others at 70.
Dropped 3 miles per hour on that one. 73 to 70 on the breaking ball.
Looking for his second K of the inning. Instead of fly ball to Mookie Betts. And Mookie will put that away for out number 2. You know, for 4 generations, KM has been locally crafting quality Franks for all you Sox fans. You can pick up KM Fenway Franks at your grocer today. KM, together we grill. So 2 away for the 9-man Cave, who singled and scored a run in the 3rd inning. They scored 3 runs in that frame. 2 of them on a triple by Polanco. to a very popular part of the ballpark here tonight, the triangle out there near the 420 mark. Line drive and caught by Xander Bogaerts, and that will retire the side. No harm comes from the error. Around here, we Honda. Sox are down 4-1, fourth inning. But early enough, Xander Bogaerts will lead things off. He is 0 for 1, a fly to center off of Jake Odorizzi. And trying to jumpstart the Red Sox offense. Devers on deck, then Nunez.
Didn't want to come to the game. Your husband made her come. Please tell him to buy me some cotton. Well, for crying out loud, buy him some cotton candy. Buy her some cotton candy. She want to come in the first place.
Popped up down the line. Mauer giving chase. So is Grossman. Mauer can't get to it. Yeah, in that case, you got to spring for the cotton candy. You know.
I mean, she doesn't want to come to the game. He talks her into coming. All she wants is cotton candy, right? Cotton candy. Becoming very big here at Fenway is cotton candy. And it's funny, she had the mic, but she wouldn't speak. She just nodded her head.
Yeah, Kaylee, once we brought her on, she was a chatterbox before that.
Yeah.
There's the $5 for the cotton candy.
Yeah.
And that would make me quiet. I'd go running for the cotton candy, too. See you, Jerry. Another pop-up by Xander, but this one is going to drift into the crowd in the box seats below.
I can just hear her asking her father, who is the man that gave me the $5?
You know, Poppy was very nice, but who was that? He was really generous. That's becoming a thing now. We're starting to see these signs. You know.
Better bring some pies with me to the ballpark.
Yeah. They hit that ATM on the way in. 1-2, and this one should be caught. Popped up, and Dozier out. Cave in. Cave calls him off. And Xander Bogaerts is 0 for 2.
On an all-new Nesson clubhouse, we have fun outside at Fenway and then going inside the makings of a baseball. Catch it all on Nesson Clubhouse tomorrow at 11:30, presented by Delta Dental of Massachusetts.
One gone Devers. He bunted his way on in the first inning. It was an unusual choice.
Yeah, I didn't particularly care for it. Guy hits a screaming line drive last night for a home run, and he comes up with 2 outs and a man at third and tries to bunt him in.
And of course, he did reach on it, did get a base hit, but Red Sox would load up the bases on that play and then didn't score another run. As Nunez grounded out.
See Sano at third base in on the grass now because of that bunt. He'll move back once they get out of that bunting situation, which he already has on a 2-0 count. Move back from the grass to behind the bag as our spotlight player of the inning.
2-1. Fouled away. Yeah, it was a screamer of a home run into the bullpen.
Yeah, that ball was supposed to be inside. It stayed out over the middle of the plate, and Devers absolutely hit a line bullet into the bullpen. Look at the time it takes to get out. 3.80.
Yeah. There's another shot. Very close to that area, and that's going to take a bounce and up into the seats, and that's going to be a double for Devers. Kind of back to your point, you don't want him bunting.
No, I don't want him bunting with a man at third. No, not with 2 outs. I want him swinging away just like that. That might have cost him a triple by bouncing up in the stands right there. It's quite possible. Devers can run. Runs well. And pitch up in the zone. I know that's a lot of times that's where pitchers pitch him and get him out. That time he got on top of the high fastball and was able to rifle it for one hop into the stands. Back in the bullpen, I should say. Look at that, getting on right on top of that high fastball. Little different type of swing right there by Devers.
And look at the agony on this gentleman's face. So close.
All over a baseball.
Yeah. It's not coming back. Heck of an effort, though. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Nunez. Red Sox trying to pick up a run and get a little closer here. 4-1 Twins. Hits are now even at 5. Red Sox with their first extra base hit on the double by Devers. One out. In for a strike. Red Sox leading the major leagues with 72 wins. They are 16-4 in the last 20. And time will be granted here by the home plate umpire Mark Ripperger. Odorizzi taking his time on a 2-1. Oh, good count now for Nunez. Chris Sale actually lowered his ERA last night to 2.04 with that outing. He's 6-0 with a 0.23 ERA over his last 7 starts. Over a 6-game span for Chris Sale, Elias says that he's the only pitcher since the mound moved to its current distance in 1893 to have 60 strikeouts and 1 or no runs against him over a 6-game span. Came out after 100 pitches last night. 3-2 to count on Nunez. Leon on deck. And a 3-2. He won't chase. Ball 4. Red Sox have something brewing here. First and second.
That's the last thing Odorizzi wants to do. Start walking people. That's the quickest way to let the Red Sox get back in the game.
Hey, on behalf of Major League Baseball, we salute all of Cooperstown, New York on its Hall of Fame weekend and offer congratulations to this year's award winners and the 2018 National Baseball Hall of Fame inductees and their families. Mention a couple of former Twins going in as well. Jack Morris finally. And Jim Thome as well.
Jack Morris was nasty.
He really was.
Split fingered fastball for you.
And big games too.
Yep.
Sandy 0 for 1. He's flied to right. Here's the class of 2018, including Chipper Jones, Vladimir Guerrero, Trevor Hoffman, and Alan Trammell. And congratulations to Sheldon Ocker and also Bob Costas, who won the Ford Frick Award, the broadcasting wing of the Hall of Fame. And for Bob, richly deserved. 0-1 pitch. Up top to make it 1-1. Devers at second. Nunez on at first. Red Sox trying to rally. With one gone. High fly ball, but not very deep. Rosario moving over. Cave as well. The center fielder Cave has it. 2 down.
Tune in tonight to NESN's news coverage to get the latest on all the action across Major League Baseball. The trade market is heating up and the deadline just 3 days away. NESN's news coverage of the MLB trade deadline is brought to you by Cross Insurance, where security meets strength.
So it is up to Jackie Bradley Jr. to salvage something in the inning. He struck out in second, 0 for 1. Fly ball, center field deep, racing back Cave all the way to the wall, leaping, can't get it. 1 run is in. Devers scores. Here comes Nunez. He will score. Jackie heading into third, and they'll put on the brakes there. Everybody in the ballpark was thinking about an inside to Parker. He'll take the triple. Jackie Bradley with 2 RBIs, his second 3-base hit, and the Red Sox pull within 1.
You know, when the hits are coming now for Jackie Bradley, that's a split-fingered fastball away from him. They're coming with power into center field, to the opposite field. This ball is center field. Nice effort by Cave out there, but he can't get to it. And you're right, Dave. You know, once you see that ball carry him to the right, you start thinking about 4 bases because it's rolling back out to that 420. Jackie knows he's got 3 easy. He checks out the third base coach, says, nope, stay right there.
And now representing the tying run for Mookie Betts. Mookie's flied out and grounded out, so he's 0 for 2. So Sox trying to rally from 4-1 down. Big hit by JBJ, who's driven in 40 on the year. Last 25 home games, Jackie's hitting about 350. In there for a strike. Mookie Betts adding tool number 6 to his toolbox last night. Clutch. Of course, he hit the 13-pitch grand slam before the break. Then last night a walk-off home run. First of his career.
In a bad spot. You can see they want the ball away from Betts. Instead, it stays out over the plate, and Mookie just, well, 1 step out of the box. He knows the game's over.
One, 2. Really enjoying Mookie's celebrations too. These big home runs.
Showing more emotion on the field. He really is. You know, the confidence that's grown in him in the last couple of years. He's one of the elite players in the game of baseball, and he's taken it to a whole nother level.
Yep, last night one for the MVP resume. Here comes the 2-2. Hard ground ball. That's going to be fair down the line past the diving Sano. The ball game tied. Mookie Betts into second base, taking the turn. He'll hold there. Can't stop him. 26 doubles in a 4-4 game.
It was a split-fingered fastball that Bradley hit for a triple. It was a split-fingered fastball that Betts hits right down the third base line for the single to drive in Bradley. You know, Dave, if I was that good, like Mookie Betts, I'd have a heck of a time on the field, too. I really would.
Yeah, every day would be a party.
No, it'd be so much fun to be that good.
Yeah, every day would be Mardi Gras.
Oh, you come in, you know you're going to be great. You know, you got to have your off days, obviously, but you add it all together, you know, you smile through it.
You know, Alex Cora made this point yesterday. He said Mookie thought he was struggling for several games before the heroics last night. He said when he's struggling, he's damn good.
Yeah. Well, I like to struggle the way he struggles. I'd have been a 300 hitter consistently.
Right. Well, Benintendi now the chance to put the Red Sox in front. Andrew with a base hit. He's also grounded out to short. Tied up at 4. Red Sox with 3 extra base hits in the inning. Devers with the double, Bradley with the triple. Now Betts has tied it with another double. So 2 down. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Benintendi. Ball 2.
The wheels are turning on the right side of the infield for Andrew Benintendi.
High pop into left field. Rosario underneath it to retire the side. But the Red Sox battle back. They scored 3 to tie it at 4. 41 and 50, 4.22 ERA, and 592 punch-outs around here. We Honda. And a fastball that averages around 97. Well, Mauer lead things up. Brand new ball game. 4 apiece as we move to the 5th. He has singled and scored. He's also grounded to short. Red Sox battling back as they so often do. Scoring 3 times in the 4th inning against Odorizzi, led by Jackie Bradley and Mookie Betts.
And a new start right now for Rick Porcello. We'll see what he can do with it.
Getting the top of the order here for the Twins, and the 1-1 to Mauer. Joe an MVP in 2009. He's won 5 Silver Sluggers in his 15-year career. All with the Twins. Born and raised right there in Minnesota. He fouls that one away. He's had a terrific career. Will it end as a Minnesota Twin? He's a free agent at the end of the year. They're going through a lot of changes right now.
Red Sox again in the shift against Joe Mauer, but shading him to the opposite field in the outfield. That's a lot of line drives out toward left field.
Porcello looking to put him away here with a 2-2 pitch. Line drive into left, and a nice play there by Benintendi, lurching forward to hang on. Out number 1.
Now that's why they set up the defense the way they do. You know, pulls ground balls but goes the other way in the outfield, and that line drive, Benintendi had it played perfectly, not too deep, comes in, is able to make the dive and the catch before the ball hits the grass. We've seen him do that many times this year. He does it so well.
He really does. He reads the line drive,
yes,
that sinking line drive, very well.
And he seems to know when to gamble and not gamble on it, you know? When to back off and when to take a shot at it.
Rosario going after the first one. Jackie Bradley there, a bit to his right. 2 fast outs. Porcello in need of a quick inning. 2/3 of the way there with Polanco coming up. Polanco has the big hit so far tonight for the Twins. 2-run triple in the 3rd inning. Red Sox have returned the favor off the bat of Jackie Bradley in the 4th inning. Two down, the bases are empty. Indicating a bunt, looks at a strike. Red Sox did score the first run tonight in the 1st inning. And they are an amazing 49-7 when they score the first run. Little topper charging at Devers behind the mount, throws on the move and gets him. And Porcello zips through the inning, 1-2-3 fashion. The official realtor of the Red Sox, and by Poland Spring Sparkling Real Spring Water, refreshing bubbles. In this case, a bobble. Oh, so close. Red Sox 4 and the Twins 4. Bottom half of the fifth inning now. Red Sox trying to get back in the lead. Martinez, Moreland, Bogarts against Odorizzi. JD with an infield hit first time up. He's also struck out. The all-time season series is dead even between the Red Sox and Minnesota. Each side with 311 wins. There's a high fly ball. He laid into this one. Traveling deep and way out of here. Home run, JD Martinez. And the Red Sox have taken the lead again, 5-4, number 32 for JD.
Now he tried to get the breaking ball by him, but no chance. Just flat and stays inside, and Martinez is all over it. That was a long one. Up over everything.
So 86 RBIs. He continues to extend that major league lead, along with the home runs. For every Red Sox homer, Speedway donates $500 to Boston Children's Hospital through the end of August. Use your Speedy Rewards card when you purchase 3 cooler beverages and receive 1,000 bonus points. Moreland following base hit to drive in a run. He's gone 1 for 2, so 32 home runs for JD. So he's now leading Ramirez, Jose Ramirez of the Indians by 2, and Mike Trout by 4. And not out of July yet. Sox have scored 4 times in the last 2 innings to surge into the lead again. Meanwhile, the Royals have tightened it up with the Yankees in the 5th inning, 3-2 New York. Again, the Yankees lost game 1 of the doubleheader today. That's foul tipped in the mid, held by Garver to strike him out. So Moreland gone. He's 1 for 3.
Well, fastball hit running away from Mitch Moreland. They wanted to go inside with it, but it stays away to the outside part of the plate. No contact by Moreland, so the first out here in the 5th inning.
Xander Bogaerts is 0 for 2. Twice he has flied to center. Red Sox have now out hit the Twins 8-5. Last couple of innings, a slew of extra base hits for the Sox. 2 doubles and a triple in the 4th, and now a home run here in the 5th. And it's 1-1. Same 2 clubs tomorrow afternoon. Nathan Eovaldi making his Red Sox debut. Then the Phillies come to town. That's tagged into left field for a base hit. So Xander Bogaerts joining the hit column. He's 1 for 3.
He gets a slider too. Slider was a home run pitch to JD Martinez. A base hit pitch to Xander Bogaerts. There's the breaking ball right there. A little better one than the one to JD. That one a little bit more outside, but nice job hooking it by Bogaerts.
Chatting up Joe Mauer there, and that'll bring up Rafael Devers, who has singled and doubled tonight. A bunt hit first inning. That was a surprise. And then another laser beam for a 2-base hit. He scored a run in the 4th inning. 9 hits and counting for the Red Sox. And there is activity in a bullpen from Minnesota. And Odorizzi really slowing down the tempo here with a man on. Gabriel Moya, the left-hander, at work in their bullpen. Nunez on deck, and the 1-0 pitch. In attack mode, 1-1. Phillies coming in on Monday and Tuesday. That will end the month of July, that series. And then a rare Wednesday off day in front of the Yankee series. 4 games to cover next weekend. And a toss over back in safely Bogarts.
And the good news, when you look at the schedule, we'll have 3 of the 4 games here on NESN in the Yankee series, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Saturday's at 4 o'clock start.
Yep, and for those 3 broadcasts here on NESN, Eck will be joining us in the booth, the 3-man. 1-1 fouled into the mid. 1-2. Eck is away up at Cooperstown for the Hall of Fame weekend. Mentioned earlier, Paul Molitor, the manager for Minnesota, is there as well. So Derek Shelton, his bench coach, has the club tonight. Molitor, a great hitter. 1-2. He put him away, struck him out. 2 gone.
Tomorrow on the Ultimate Red Sox Show, TC takes a look back at the best of the week from the Red Sox, including the top plays and interviews with your favorite players. That's tomorrow at 5:30 on the Ultimate Red Sox Show, presented by Sam Adams, the official beer of the Boston Red Sox.
Nunez 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored in the 4th inning. Red Sox ahead 5-4. JD Martinez pouncing again with his 32nd home run. And the Red Sox coming from behind, as they were forced to do late last night in the 10th inning to knock off Minnesota. Falling behind briefly 3-2 and then rallying on a home run by Devers and the game winner, the walk-off shot by Mookie Betts in 10. And one thing the Red Sox have really done with Odorizzi is drive up the pitch count. This is number 99 here. How much longer will they let him go? 2 more hits in this inning, 3 extra base hits last inning. Former Tampa Bay Ray. And a 1-1. Big swing, but a foul ball.
Right off the mask of the catcher. Right off the side of the mask. And those little wings that come out.
So he is at 100 pitches and 64 for strikes. And lunging back in safely, Xander Bogaerts.
And as a kid, I used to always like to get dressed up as a catcher, you know, get all that equipment on. Boy, am I glad that never worked out. They take an awful beating. Game after game after game.
As a youngster, did you do any catching?
I did a little in Little League, yeah. I think everybody played everywhere in Little League.
Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll do it. Back-to-back Ks here by Odorizzi. 5-4 Boston. And the Red Sox with a 5-4 lead going to the 6th inning. 77 pitches, 53 for strikes, hasn't walked anybody. He's allowed 1 home run to Logan Morrison back in the 2nd inning. At one point he was down 4-1 in this game, but the Red Sox have scored some runs for him. Overall 5 hits for Minnesota. Dozier with an RBI single in the 3rd, and he'll take a strike.
Yeah, Dozier fooled that time on a changeup from Rick Porcello. Throwing a few more changeups the last couple of innings.
Breaking ball, just got a piece of it. I think already to this point he's thrown 81 pitches in a game, maybe more curveballs than any other recent start.
Yeah, it's been a lot of them, you know, a lot of curveballs, especially early in the game, ranging from 70 miles an hour to 73 miles an hour. Looks like a curveball here. Nope, fastball.
And 2-2. Morrison on deck, and then Sano popped him up but fouled back out of play. There's another hook. Red Sox reaching 5 runs. They've scored 5 or more 62 times. That's more than any other club in the majors. And they're 53-9 in those games. So that's a magic number. And they've reached it here tonight. Of course, they won last night without getting there, 4-3 on a home run by Mookie Betts. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Sock foul out of play. Dozier a Gold Glover last year. Second ever by a Minnesota Twins second baseman Chuck Knobloch won one in 1997. Playing indoors then inside the Metrodome. Here's the 3-2. And he walked him. That's the first one issued by Rick Porcello tonight. After the game, stay tuned for Red Sox Final presented by Rodenheiser Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electric with Adam, Tim, and Steve. In the pregame, they highlighted on the Rodenheiser Heat Zone J.D. Martinez, his last 26 games. Jake Cave, his last 7, not nearly as hot. Here's how they're doing tonight. And speaking of Rodenheiser, here are some of the members of the Rodenheiser family, our new Red Sox Final sponsor. Loving the game in our suite tonight. Great to have you on board. Morrison with a home run in the second inning and tried to bunt his way on the third, and Porcello threw him out. Dozier on at first base, nobody out. Red Sox bullpen starting to move around. Crack foul, 1-1. A win tonight would put the Red Sox at 73-33. They would be back to 40 games over, which is the high water mark this season. Morrison a double play candidate, but that one will get right by Leone and advance the runner down to second base, and Dozier takes the turn, but he'll be content stopping right there.
Sure, that's probably going to go as a pass ball on Sandy Leone. Pitch didn't look like it was that far inside, and just did not catch it. So a man gets in a scoring position with nobody out for the Twins.
And it is a pass ball. Hembree now beginning to throw from the hill out there in the bullpen. So nobody out, and a tying run at second for the Twins. He'll lay off that one. The count goes to 3-1. 90 pitches now for the right-hander. Walking the leadoff man here in the 6th inning. Minnesota continues to be very, very pesky. .3-1 coming, and a strike.
Didn't give in with a fastball on the 3-1 count that time. Came with the slider, the high slider, to get the count to run at 3-2. There's the breaking ball rising. Don't generally see that very often.
Well, it was 3-1, now 3-2. And a high pop toward left center field, coming on Benintendi and Bradley. Jackie Bradley would like to take that. He's got it for the first out in the inning.
Tomorrow at noon, don't miss Red Sox First Pitch, presented by Joseph Abboud, available at Men's Warehouse. TC Wake and Steve will break down Rick Porcello's start from tonight.
If you missed it earlier, the Milwaukee Brewers pulled the trigger on a deal and landed Mike Moustakas, the third baseman from Kansas City, and now with Milwaukee. So that was the biggest deal of the day. Down low for a ball on Miguel Sano, who has grounded out and struck out tonight. And the 1-0 will drift off the outside. Dozier with a lead at second.
That's possible. Sano could have a green light on a 3-0 count. He certainly got the power.
Thought about it, but in there for a strike.
Yeah, instead he got a slider, did not get a fastball and took it. But he looked like he was ready to swing.
Red Sox up by a run in the 6th inning. And Porcello trying to pitch around a leadoff walk. 3-1 tag foul out of play. Sano with prodigious power. He hit 7 home runs before they sent him down to the minor leagues. They shipped him out to get in better condition. Back up after losing about 20 pounds. And a little topper foul. Grossman on deck. Looks like tonight will be the 14th consecutive sellout for the Red Sox. And they got noisy, particularly in the 4th inning. The Red Sox scored 3 times to tie it up. And a home run by J.D. Martinez, number 32 for J.D. in the 5th inning, made it 5-4. But now the Twins are threatening again. And out time, and Leon is heading out. They could not quite get together. Got a runner at second. And now they're ready, and the 3-2 to Sano. High floater down the right field line, off into the seats. Now, we were told that Eduardo Escobar was traded yesterday. Was not only the most popular Twin back in Minneapolis, but also inside the clubhouse. It was a tough trade for a lot of guys, including the man at second base, Brian Dozier. They were very close. Cut on and miss. Sano down, hacking on a curveball. 2 away.
Excellent curveball there from Porcello. Spitting it down away from Sano. Cora coming out to the mound now, and he's already made the call to the bullpen.
And every time a Red Sox pitcher strikes out a Twins batter, Lexus donates $50 to the Greater Boston Food Bank. Rick Porcello early in the game had some issues, but then hung in there long enough for the Red Sox to get him the lead, and he has a chance at a victory tonight. 5-4 the score. Boston up by 1, although there is a runner at second now with 2 down with Hembree coming in. Let's toss it down to Garrett Austin.
Obi, it was such a special morning here at Fenway Park as over 2,500 runners and walkers came out to raise money for home base.
Today we have more than 2,500 runners and walkers with us, including more than 250 active duty service members. We can do more for our veterans, and that's why we're all here today.
Home base has saved thousands of lives, and we will soon be the largest and best clinic in America.
We ready to run?
I ran to support our veterans. They need support when they come home off the battlefield. They're out there supporting us and protecting us, so they need some protection when they come home too.
Home base is phenomenal. It's absolutely great. This is my second year running it, and the outreach, and I've seen it growing since I previously ran, and they've been supporting not just local veterans, but now national. And let's those guys and gals, ladies and gentlemen, come back. No, they're not forgotten.
Well, I'm a 21-year veteran of the Army, so anything that raises awareness for my brothers and sisters veterans, I'm there. And I like to cheer people on, so I think this does a little bit more to pep people up.
The support out there is so awesome. The sidelines, people are like cheering you on, getting you through it when you're like, oh my gosh, how much further? It's so hot.
There's nothing that motivates you like seeing the men and women that serve our country, and just knowing that every single person here is contributing to the home base program, helping out with the effects of post-traumatic stress, traumatic brain injury. We know it's an epidemic in our country. This event just keeps growing, getting better and better every year.
One great day for home base, that is for sure. A terrific ceremony, very moving ceremony here in the minutes before the first pitch tonight as well. The Red Sox go to the bullpen now. Heath Hembree replacing Rick Porcello. With a runner at second base, 2 away. Red Sox leading 5-4, sixth inning. And batter Grossman has struck out and reached on an error. He'll take ball one. Yankees still leading Kansas City 3-2, sixth inning in the Bronx. That's their second game today, after Kansas City pummeled their way to a Game 1 win, 10-5. So the Red Sox could conceivably pick up a game and a half in the standings in one day. The Yankees would have to be swept in the twin bill. And that'll be a strike over the inside edge. Grossman's had a good month of July, hitting .333 in 20 games.
Now, left-handed hitters only hitting .228 against Hembree so far this season.
And this lefty hitter is 1 for 5 against him in his career, with 3 strikeouts.
That fastball at 95, right at the top of the strike zone. Now, Alex Cora likes to go to Hembree, especially against those righties, lefties, excuse me.
You know who's out of the bullpen tonight, just in case? Drew Pomeranz.
Well, Red Sox a little short on rested arms out there, so Pomeranz out to the bullpen and still get his start next week.
Yeah, schedule go on Tuesday, but available tonight if needed. 1-2, runner goes, and it's bounced right through Leone. It skips back to him, and a runner will stop at third base. Dozier. Sox were fortunate that did not take a crazy bounce up the line.
Yeah, straight back to Sandy Leone, right through the wickets of both the catcher and the umpire, and you turn around and here's the ball coming back to you.
Wild pitch. So tying run 90 feet away now from Minnesota with a count of 2-2 and 2 down. Hembree trying to hold. Ground ball up the middle, but Bogarts with the stab throws to first and got him to get out of it. Runner stranded at third base, and it's still 5-4 Boston. Refreshing in the classic flavors you love. Original lemonade and strawberry. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. It's a limited time offer. Now Minnesota will go to the bullpen. And Moya, Gabriel Moya, the left-hander, will pitch. He's appeared in 6 games for the Twins. And a 7.71 ERA. 214 batting average against him. And he'll take on Leon, who will turn over and bat right-handed, then Bradley and Betts.
Yeah, just a couple of times up and down this season with the Twins.
Sandy tonight with a couple of fly balls. 1 to right, 1 to center. Red Sox leading 5-4. Heath Hembree, nice work coming on and getting a ground ball by Grossman. The stranded runner at third base. High fly ball. He got under it. Rosario back to the wall, feeling for the wall. It's going to be off the green. Sandy scampers to second base and takes the turn, but he'll have himself a double. That's a Fenway double.
Yeah, I just got to say, when you hear the term Fenway double, that is a perfect example of one right there, because in any other ballpark, that's probably an out. Here at Fenway, high, not that deep, but just enough to scrape that wall on the way down. You see right back to the wall, and knows he can't jump up and make a play on it, and it gets by him and going with the leadoff double.
So Red Sox trying to add on right away here in the 6th inning against the lefty. Jackie Bradley cracked a 2-run triple last time. Takes one high and tight for a ball. He's gone 1 for 2 tonight.
Oh, Moya's got all kind of stuff going on, doesn't he? And his getting ready for his pitch, his herky-jerky delivery to home plate, a lot of stuff. Got to focus on the baseball.
Including swinging that arm.
Yeah, and watch the glove. It's kind of going to. You know what I mean? You gotta. Yeah. It's like different. It's like you gotta like say I can't watch all this stuff.
If you put a soundtrack to it, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, you can't watch it all.
It's like a cartoon. The 1-1 is too high. That's a lot of, as you I think very accurately put it, that's a lot of stuff.
That's a lot of stuff to watch, and you can't watch it. You just got to focus on where the release point of the baseball is. Stop watching that stuff. It'll drive you crazy.
Nobody out. Leon the runner. And a strike. Time now to see who's been driving the ball. Presented by Toyo Tires. Jackie last 13 home games hitting .400. 3 home runs too. And he has added a triple tonight. And he's also scored a run. Fouled off the plate. Mookie Betts on deck. Mookie has a run scoring double himself. Kansas City has tied it up with the Yankees at 3-3 in the 6th inning. They are giving New York a headache. Now we'll see from this point forward if Jackie goes on one of those really long hit streaks. But he's been very consistent the last few weeks. And the go-ahead 2-run home run last night. And a game-tying 2-run triple tonight. That fills up the count.
A couple of changeups, lefty against lefty. Bradley laying off that last one, down and in.
Sandy Leon after the wall ball double, leading at second. Hangs in there. Got the changeup in, right in on the hands. Sox have doubled up the Twins in hits, 10-5. And Moya with all that activity now, the 3-2, and he walked him.
Came in again, the left-hander couldn't get him, brings up Mookie Betts. Here's where I'd like to see the deet, boom.
Or kaboom. Speaking of animated. Well, Mookie Betts 1 for 3, an RBI double. He can certainly provide that kaboom. And he's already done it in this series with one of the great moments of the season last night, the walk-off home run. Hitting .345, tops in the major leagues. 2 on and nobody out. That's a strike at the very top of the zone. Started him with a change. Sandy Leon at second. Jackie Bradley on at first here in the bottom of the 6th inning. He will not chase.
Another changeup, 83 miles an hour away from Betts that time.
No hitter in the majors likes his home park more than Mookie Betts does. He's hitting .392 at Fenway Park this year. That's #1 in the big leagues in home batting average. Didn't get the call there, and a count 2-1. The MVP candidate looking for that second RBI tonight. And now Garber is going to come out and have a discussion with Moya. And we'll be joined by Polanco, the shortstop, on the hill. Tomorrow, the finale of the series and the season series between the Red Sox and Minnesota. Nathan Eovaldi with his Red Sox debut at 1:05. Then the Philadelphia Phillies come in for a quick 2 games. There'll be an off day, and then the Yankees for 4. And that will be the opening series in the month of August. Little dribbler foul.
Stay with the changeup that time. No fastball for Mookie Betts. And everything has been away from Mookie to this point.
Sox over the last 3 innings have had a lot of base runners. Scored 3 times in the 4th, 1 run in the 5th. Threatening again here with nobody out in the 6th inning. And he'll take that one over the inside corner, according to Ripper. And that is going to be out number 2, out number 1, I should say, in the strikeout.
That's a good pitch. You know, he showed him everything away until the last pitch and stuck that fastball by Mookie Betts inside, which is a very, very tough thing to do. Mookie jumping back a little bit. I think his mind was set on the pitches away. Fastball picks up the inside corner.
So Benintendi will be next. A single, a ground out, a fly out, 1 for 3. So lefty-lefty duel here with 1 away and 2 aboard. And that one is going to miss, but not by much. And he really likes the off-speed stuff. 80 to 82. Started him with a slider. Leon and Bradley aboard, and the 1-0 pitch. With runners in scoring position, Benintendi's been the Red Sox best man, actually, hitting .369. And that includes a couple of home runs and 10 doubles. That one ground. High and off the mid of the catcher. Garber to the backstop. The runners will advance. As Garber could not contain it.
That should go as probably a wild pitch, I would think. The ball was up and Garber had to reach up high to try to make a play on that. He set up away. I just think that might go as a wild pitch. We'll see how they score it.
Yep, it is scored a wild pitch.
Yeah, but over the head of Benintendi.
So second and third.
Infield comes in, but not all the way in because not great speed at third base in Leon. They don't have to come all the way in.
Line drive to right field. That's down for a base hit. Sandy Leon in to score. Bradley to third as the throw comes in. And the Sox have added another, now 6-4. Benintendi, RBI number 62.
Good job by Benintendi there. You know, hanging in there against the left-hander, the herky-jerky motion, picking up the baseball, hitting the line drive. Jackie Bradley at second had to kind of hold up a little bit to make sure this ball was not caught. And then once he realizes the ball's going to drop in, you can see him at second base. That's when he decides to go to third. So only one run can come across on that base hit.
Derek Shelton, who has the ball club tonight as the interim manager with Paul Molitor at Cooperstown, will take the baseball away from Moya. With JD Martinez due up, they'll bring in a right-hander. Red Sox saw him back in Minnesota in June. He allowed 1 run, 3 hits in 1 inning. He will inherit first and third after the RBI base hit by Benintendi, who is now 2 for 4 tonight. The Red Sox 1, 2, 3 hitters getting it done. Mookie Betts an RBI double. Benintendi 2 hits. JD Martinez 2 for 3 with a home run. So the Red Sox here in the middle innings forging ahead. And only 1 away for JD. You like that first pitch, he fouls it away, strike 1.
As a slider is what he took out of the ballpark the last time up.
Only man in Major League Baseball with a higher slugging percentage than JD Martinez is Mookie Betts. Hitting .325, 32 bombs, and he's driven in 86, and a dive back by Benintendi.
Pole in the infield, not complete shift on though. And pinched in the outfield. They're really pinching the alleys in the outfield.
0-2, 95. So 2 strikes on Martinez. Moreland on deck. So McGill a pretty good giddy up on the fastball. That one 97. JD with a 5-game hitting streak. Seems like every time you turn around, every time you look up, JD Martinez has a hitting streak, Mookie Betts has a hitting streak, or Andrew Benintendi has a hitting streak of 5 or more. And down he goes hacking. He strikes out for the 2nd time tonight. And there are 2 away.
Drops that slider on him again, and this time a good one. It started on the outside part of the plate, finished off the plate, and chased by Martinez. So big strikeout there for McGill.
Mitch Moreland next. Mitch off right-handers, hitting about 280 with 10 home runs. Overall 274. And again, lots of production out of that leadoff spot, including an RBI single in the 1st inning tonight. He's 1 for 3. Red Sox ahead 6-4. Both sides now into their bullpens. And McGill from the set with a 1-0. Fouled away. Today, the 122nd day of the Major League season, and the Red Sox have begun 77 of those days alone in first place, and another 7 in a tie for first place. Red Sox taking over sole possession of the top spot on July 2nd. And have held it ever since. And the 1-1. Benintendi taken off. The pitch inside, no throw, and Benintendi safely down to second.
Yeah, all that was going to be is a fake throw to second base. You saw no infielder pull himself out of position to cover second base. Watch the infielders. They don't move. It's just going to be a fake. See if they can get to Bradley coming off third base.
Number 18 for Benintendi. So 2nd and 3rd with 2 down. And 2-2 on Moreland. Bogarts would be next. Red Sox 72 wins, tied for their most ever through 105 games, tied with the 1946 Sox. And Moreland already with 1 RBI tonight, his 48th, but a base hit could grab another couple of RBIs for him right here. He's been very good with runners in scoring position and 2 out, hitting .316. Down he goes swinging, 95-mile-an-hour fastball, 2 men left. Realtor of the Red Sox. And by Poland Spring Sparkling, real spring water and refreshing bubbles. Red Sox 6 and Minnesota 4 going to the 7th inning. Heath Hembree staying in. Got a big out last inning with a runner at third base, and he held. Here's Garver, Cave, and Mauer. So it'll be 8, 9, and 1 for the Twins. Garver's grounded out and flied out tonight. Kansas City and the Yankees are in the 7th inning. They're knotted at 3. Sox were down at one point tonight 4-1, but have rallied to lead it. Great sign for the offense. Maybe last night's home run by Mookie Betts. A walk-off shot deep into the night. Maybe that lit a fire under the bats again. Sox have 11 hits tonight.
You can only keep good offenses down so long, and you're going to have stretches where you go through 2-3 games where things aren't going to pop for you. All of a sudden they do, and you run off a game, about 10 games where you're just scoring all kind of runs. That's the kind of offense it is.
You're right. It's totally normal, except for the 2018 Red Sox.
Right.
A couple of games feels like a slump of huge proportions, but this team fights back. That's cut on and missed for strike 3. Garver down swinging and one away.
Chasing a high fastball that time from Hembree to pick up the strikeout. Hembree throws hard, man. He throws 95, 96 with the fastball. Get it up at that area right there, and very difficult to make any contact on.
Here's Cave, 280 with 3 home runs. The rookie with a base hit and a liner to short. Handles the bat well. And left-hand hitter will take wide for a ball. Kansas City now in front of the Yankees in the 7th, 4-3. Joe Mauer on deck. This one also in the 7th. And a 1-1 from Heath Hembree. He drops it in there at 94. So in front on Cave. .105 tomorrow. The Sox debut of the right-hander Nathan Eovaldi. Former New York Yankee. Now Hembree thinking strikeout here of Jake Cave. And fly to center field, and very playable for JBJ on the back pedal. He's got that for the second out.
Tomorrow at 12:30, don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live, presented by DCU. TC Wake and Steve will preview Nathan Eovaldi's Red Sox debut. DCU Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you?
Well, a great night to be on the monster seats. Terrific weather. Red Sox leading 6-4. And Joe Mauer now 1 for 3 with a base hit, and he has scored one of the runs. Red Sox have put 3 men in a shift on the right side against him. And Mookie Betts playing almost into the alley again, where they played Mauer when the Red Sox were in Minnesota. And Mauer hit one just about right in his lap. Up the middle, that'll drop down for a base hit. That's the second hit tonight for Mauer. He's 2 for 4.
And an inside pitcher did a very good job getting the barrel of the bat on that ball. That's a jam job, or it could have been a jam job right there, the way that location of the pitch was. But no, Mao gets a sweet spot on it and picks up the base hit up the middle. 2 for 4.
Sends up Rosario. Got to be careful with him. He's hit 19 home runs. He is their top power source right now. 64 driven in.
Completely fooled that time by the slider from Hembry. Almost like a slow motion swing that time against the breaking ball.
Sox in the bottom of the 7th inning have duo Bogarts, Devers, Nunez against the Twins bullpen. Their starter Odorizzi went 5. He gave up 4 runs, 5 hits. And the Sox have added another run against the pen. Rick Porcello going 5 2/3. Rick can win it, and if he does, that'll be 13 victories for him. Number 1 on the staff. Be the first man to get to 13. A ways to go yet. One and 2 on Rosario. Crowd itching for another strikeout. Instead of ground ball, Moreland snatches that right back to the base to retire the side. 1 hit, 1 man left.
Tonight's Sox game, plus a complete recap of today's run to home base race and ceremony. NESN Sports Today is presented by People's United Bank, where the technology is as helpful as the people.
Bottom 7. Red Sox had 6-4. And Xander Bogaerts to lead it off. 1 for 3, a single tonight. McGill staying on to work his 2nd inning for the Twins. And cracks a foul there. On deck Devers and then Nunez. And Thornburg, who was so good last night in an inning of work, now loosening in the bullpen. Looks like he has found something mechanically that he's corrected. Going back to the last road trip. There's the 0-2 off the mitt. Xander joining Ted Williams and Carl Yastrzemski as the only Red Sox hitters with 4 30-double seasons before turning 26. Mookie would join that group with 4 more doubles this season. He got another one tonight to drive it around the 4th inning. And a cut and a miss, strike 3. Bogart's now 1 for 4 this evening. 1 gone in the Red Sox 7th. Tuesday is Bogart's Splash Bobblehead night at Fenway. First 10,000 fans will receive a Bogart's bobblehead, the second in a series of 3 splash baubles presented by Coca-Cola. For tickets and more info, visit redsox.com/promos. The last 4 outs the Red Sox have made have been on strikeouts. That'll bring up Devers. Up the middle he goes, trying to squeak it through. Polanco with a dive, throwing on, and got him at first base. That's a brilliant stab.
Yeah, Polanco, he's made a couple of really nice plays in this series. He made one yesterday going to his right. Now tonight going to his left. He's playing Devers to pull, obviously not in the shift, but he's sliding in center field and gets up very quickly with that sidearm throw to first base to get the out. Very nice play. That's covering a lot of ground right there.
2 gone. Nunez will climb in. He has walked and scored. He's gone 0 for 2. Red Sox ahead 6-4. Kansas City still leading the Yankees. They're starting to get late now, 4-3. The Royals. They're trying to sweep a doubleheader from New York. Sandy Leon on deck. And McGill with a 1-1. Eduardo looking for that first hit tonight after going 2 for 4 last night. Flies that one to dead away center. Something in that. Backing up Cave at the wall. Can't get it. It's high. Bouncing off the wall. Nunez taking a turn. He's on his way into third with a triple. Well, you thought at the crack of the bat, maybe, just maybe it's into the bleachers, but a 3-base hit.
I've seen a little bit of everything tonight. Doubles, triples, 2 triples, 1 by Bradley. Now Nunez. Home runs. But a good charge in this ball. And you're right, Dave. I thought that ball had a chance to catch the first couple of row of the bleachers. Instead, off halfway up the wall, gets by the center fielder, and Nunez in third base with the head first slide. Didn't really even need it. Could have been a stand-up triple.
So his first hit tonight, second Red Sox triple. Jackie Bradley had one in the 4th inning to drive in 2. Sandy Leon doubled his last time. But Red Sox now with a dozen hits. Minnesota with 6. Trying to keep on scoring here in the 7th inning. Through there for a strike, 1-1. And that'll drift outside at 87. Tried to change up and he missed with it. So every Red Sox starter has reached base tonight at least once. It's the 18th time this season that's happened where everybody in the lineup has reached base.
That's a good feeling in the clubhouse, isn't it? And everybody takes part.
That's the most in the American League. Here's the 3-1. And all filled up now, and Sandy. Jackie Bradley on deck. Nunez at third. Sox up by 2. Can't have enough. And a little number back toward the hill. And McGill will fire a strike to get him and retire the side, so the Red Sox can't bring in that run. Still 6-4. Sullivan Tire and Complete Auto Service. And by Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Jerry Remy, Dave O'Brien, Garrett Austin with you from Fenway. Red Sox on top of the Twins 6-4. And hoping for big returns on this Saturday. Got to win this one, though, and we go to the top of the 8th inning. It'll be Thornburg coming on. Very impressive last night. In fact, earned his first ever win as a member of the Red Sox in the walk-off victory over Minnesota. He tossed a perfect 10th inning before Mookie Betts in the game-winning home run. His last 3 appearances since he tweaked a couple of things in his mechanics have been scoreless. 7 strikeouts the last 5 1/3. He's doing a lot of this with that breaking ball.
Yeah, he's got a very good curveball.
Finally activated off the DL on the 4th of July. First activity since the trade from Milwaukee.
What a boost he would be for the Red Sox bullpen if he could, gain some consistency here every time out.
Underwent surgery on his right shoulder to treat the thoracic outlet syndrome in June of last year. Made his Red Sox debut July 8th against Kansas City. It is 2-2. Wrapped on the ground right to the first baseman Moreland. The stab and the out, one gone to get Polanco.
Catch a condensed 2-hour version of this Red Sox game at midnight on Sox and 2. Sox and 2 is brought to you by Cumberland Farms, where you can get iced coffee for 99 cents any size, any day.
Oh, That is the face of happiness under that lid.
Yeah, it's just dripping all over the place. Oh, I don't want it anymore. It's dripping.
Mommy.
You
Mommy.
take it. You take it.
Yes. Dozier is an RBI single tonight. He's also walked and grounded out. That was a lot of ice cream in that bowl, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's chinsing on the ice cream. That's a big bowl of ice cream.
And it's a little warm and muggy out there tonight too, so it's melting very quickly. You got to get after it.
Yeah, that's a must. That's the game plan has to be right now. You got to devour it. But nothing chintzy about that bowl. Sox up 6-4 here in the 8th inning. The bottom of the inning, it'll be Bradley, Betts, and Benintendi. Red Sox had the lead much of last night, gave it up, came back and tied it on the dramatic home run by Devers. And even more dramatic home run won it thanks to Mookie Betts. There's a swing and a miss by Dozier, and he's retired. 2 down.
That's the curveball we were talking about from Thornburg. Not his best one either, but it's a little bit high, but it stays to the outside part of the plate and no contact.
Two up, 2 down for Minnesota. Brings up Logan Morrison. Did some damage in the 2nd inning with a long home run to right field, his 13th. He's 1 for 3. Nunez playing pretty deep out there in right field in the shift. He's the man in the shotgun. And it's going to be hit right to him. He scoops it up. And a fast inning once again for Thornburg. He gets him in order.
Jackie Bradley Jr. early in the ball game going up off that center field wall. Then it caroms out toward the 420. Bradley easily into third base with a triple, drives in a couple.
Big blow, RBIs 39 and 40 for Jackie, and he'll lead off here in the bottom of the 8th. Red Sox leading by 2. Then it's Betts and Benintendi. And J.D. Martinez, if anybody reaches. That center field fence and a triangle have been really popular tonight. Ball's really carrying that way. Virtually no wind to speak of. And a 1-1 from McGill into his third inning out of the bullpen.
Now, in my opinion, that's what makes this ballpark different than any of the ballpark in baseball is the left field wall, obviously, and then that shooting out toward the 420. I mean, we've seen some crazy things happen off both those areas.
Funny, you know, you and I both grew up coming to games at Fenway Park as kids. Remember the first time I went to other major league ballparks, I thought to myself, how boring.
Yeah, they're not supposed to look like this.
How dull they are. Especially the cookie cutter parks that were like artificial surface, like Cincinnati and St. Louis. You'd be like,
those parks were horrible.
Yeah, what happened to creativity? I mean, there's nothing here to hold your attention. It's amazing. And that's going to be ball 4. So Jackie is on, and on for the third time. 2 walks in a triple. That'll send up Mookie Betts, who is 1 for 4 with an RBI double. Red Sox have had a lot of base runners the last several innings. You thought maybe they squandered a great scoring chance in the first inning, only managed 1 run despite 4 hits, but the Sox would score 3 times in the 4th inning. Martinez would homer for the 32nd time in the 5th. They added another run in the 6th. Now the leadoff man on here in the 8th. We're seeing more and more of those signs, aren't we, around Fenway?
And we'll see more as we get deeper into the dog days of summer, supposedly.
August is right around the corner. Long set, the 1-0 pitch, and there's a high fly ball left center field, heading toward the wall, and that ball catches a lot of green and bounces back to Cave. Jackie Bradley nearly stumbled. Here's the throw to home plate. He slides in safe. Jackie nearly lost his balance around third, but he is in. Mookie strikes again at 7-4.
And what a great slide at home plate by Jackie Bradley Jr. He comes in just with his hand. Throw's going to be right up toward the pitcher. Look at him slide around and just get his hand on home plate. Beautiful slide by Bradley. Right there, it looked like I thought they were going to hold him, and I think he thought so too. But he turns the Jets back on and is able to make it in safely.
So Mookie Betts with his 2nd RBI double tonight. And Shelton out to make a pitching change. The walk was costly as Jackie comes racing home. And the Sox lead it 7-4. So it'll be Rogers, the left-hander who worked last night. He'll become their 3rd reliever to enter the fray this evening. Benintendi checking out what to expect from Rogers, along with Tim Hires. Let's send it down to Garrett Austin.
So, well, it's hard to believe that the trade deadline is coming up on Tuesday. Tom Caron talked to Alex Cora about managing for the first time at this point in the season.
One thing I learned last year as a bench coach, that July 31st is 31st, but you still can get better later on in August, like the Astros did. So you just have to be patient. It's not the last day that you can trade players, and we've seen, deals in August that benefit teams, and they become world champs.
And we will have a trade deadline special on NESN at 3 o'clock on Tuesday. OB?
Okay, Garrett, thank you very much. And it'll be Taylor Rogers now into the ball game, often used by Minnesota. Carlos Fabulous chatting up Mookie Betts. Mookie about to return to second after the RBI double. Rogers leading the Twins in appearances since the start of last year. 112 appearances, so they get him into a lot of games. Our game summary is brought to you by Xfinity. Rick Porcello can win this thing 5 2/3. Bradley 1 for 2 with a triple. Just scored a run. JD Martinez with home run number 32, leading the major leagues in that category and an RBI as well. And he'll be up after Benintendi. Red Sox pounding away tonight to the tune of 13 hits. And a chance to really blow this open. Nobody out. Benintendi, a multi-hit game again. He's 2 for 4 with an RBI and a stolen base. Nathan Eovaldi will go tomorrow at 105 in his Red Sox debut, just acquired from Tampa Bay. Fouled away. 0-2. Andrew, over the last week of games, has been over the 300 mark quite a bit. Right now sitting at 299. He homered Wednesday night before the game was postponed in Baltimore. Oh, 2 from the left-hander.
Good job fouling off the breaking ball right there. The curveball by Benintendi. Red Sox have put on some pretty tough at-bats tonight against this Twin staff.
Kimbrel and Kelly warming up in the bullpen for the Sox. Depending on whether it's a save situation, it is at the moment. Martinez on deck. 1, 2, 3 hitters for the Red Sox all have 2 hits tonight. You do that consistently, you're going to win a lot of games. Here comes the whirl, but no throw by Rogers. Benintendi in search of his 3rd hit, which would again get him up into the 300 level. Here comes the 0-2. Not this time. He goes down on strikes.
Now that time he gets the breaking ball a little bit farther away from Benintendi, and Andrew cannot make contact on this one. Put a pretty good swing on the previous breaking ball, but not that time.
No, they'll intentionally walk JD Martinez. So he's been put on. He reaches base for the 3rd time tonight. That'll give him a lefty-lefty with Mitch Moreland to dig in. 1 for 4 with an RBI single way back in the 1st inning. And knee feeling a little better, so Mitch able to get into the lineup again tonight. And he delivered right away with a 1st inning RBI. Red Sox ahead 7-4 with 1 away in the bottom of the 8th and 2 on. And the first one from Rogers. That's across for a strike. Mitch, a career .297 hitter against Minnesota. Last 10 games, it's more like .370. Bogart's on deck. The 0-1. Twin starter Odorizzi was gone after 5 innings. 1-1. There goes Mookie Betts, waved at and missed. Actually foul tip to the mid. Mookie Betts will go into third base without a throw.
Now Mookie Betts is standing out there a long time, and you know he's reading the delivery of home plate. He knows he's got a lot of time. Not even an attempt to throw to third base by the catcher, Garver.
Number 20 for Mookie Betts. Almost a certainty he's going to wind up as a 30-30 man. And 1-2 outside. Good take there. All even on Moreland. So first and third with one away. And that means that Moreland can make it out and bring in another run, his second RBI tonight. Instead, he comes up empty. Tough pitch on the curveball, strike him out, so 2 gone.
Yeah, that breaking ball's been tough on the lefties. It got Benintendi, now against Moreland. Big sweeping breaking ball. Throws it way off the outside part of the plate, and apparently lefties don't pick that ball up very well. Big break to it.
Second K in the inning. And now Xander Bogaerts is going to be walked intentionally. And that will send Martinez down to second base with Betts at third. So that loads up the bases with 2 down. Interesting.
Yeah, you don't see that very often, but really in this situation, the way he's handled the left hand is pretty much no surprise. And see what Devers can do against him.
Derek Shelton is the fill-in manager tonight. So we get a hint on his managerial style with Paul Molitor away in Cooperstown. So they're all filled up. That means Devers will climb in with the bases loaded. 2 for 4 tonight with a double and a bunt single, which was a big surprise in the first inning. Red Sox leading 7-4. Looking for that put away shot. Mookie is about halfway down the line. As the first pitch is ball 1.
Yeah, you know, Sano at third base is way off the bag. Now he's going to come in a little bit closer. But you get off as far as the third baseman will let you get off.
Yeah, he had darted about halfway down toward home plate at the time of that last pitch. 1-0. Well, ball 2. And this is the risk you take when you decide to load the bases with an intentional walk.
At least Devers now may have him in a fastball count. We go to trips.
The 2-0. That's outside for ball 3. Now there have been 3 walks in the inning, 2 of them intentional, but this last one was fascinating. No place to put him. And in there for a strike. 3-1 on Rafi Devers. With Betts at third, Martinez at second, Xander Bogaerts at first. Three and 2. Right on the edge of the plate at 94.
Now the question is, you know, does he go back to that big breaking ball that's got the left-handers out? I mean, if you hit it, you're looking fastball, obviously, and if he drops it on you, well, you tip your cap if you can't make contact.
And it doesn't mean he's throwing it for a strike either.
No.
Bases loaded, 2 down, 3-2. Got a piece of it to hang in.
And stayed with the fastball. Fastball high. About Red Sox high on the uniform, and Devers fouls it back.
There just can't be a club in baseball that loads the bases as often as the Red Sox do. And they've done it again. 1 run in the inning, but looking for more.
Look at Mookie is. Look at Mookie is.
Darting.
Oh, trying to cause a balk.
Yeah.
Trying to cause a balk right there.
Well, last time we saw a theft of home was what, Jacoby Ellsbury against the Yankees? It was against Pettit, a left-hander, with his back to the runner. He shortened up the lead, and the 3-2 pop foul, and that will be back out of play. So they'll do it again. Red Sox knocking on the door for more, leading it 7-4 in the bottom of the 8th inning. And Rogers comes set. 3-2. And he walked him. And that'll force in a run. That was a decision in the end that backfired on Minnesota, and the Red Sox lead at 8-4.
You know, I can't blame the manager for that, because I'd have done the same thing. You got Bogaerts coming to the plate, righty against lefty. The way this guy made Benintendi look and Moreland look on his breaking ball, you say you want him facing a left-hander. You want to take any chance of loading the bases and walking in a run. I realize that, but you got to hope that the guy throws strikes.
Well, Devers, a guy who rarely walks.
Yeah,
but he did here. And there's a shot out to left center field. Nobody out there. Onto the warning track, and the Red Sox are off to the races. On a shot out there to left center field by Nunez. Now Devers pulled up there. And let's see if he is okay. Trainer's going to come out as he stopped at third. Red Sox with a big hit off the bat of Eduardo Nunez, but should have scored more. And something up with Devers, who came in lame at third base. And he is going to have to step out.
I'll take a look at Devers running the bases to see if we can pick up anything that may have happened to him. So far, so good. Rounding second. And then right there, you can see his face start to grimace. Now, I have no clue what that injury might be. But it certainly happened as he was getting very close to third base. Just kind of pulled up.
So Brock Holt will come on to run for him, and he'll take over as well at third base. And the Red Sox have busted it open now, 10-4. On a 2-run double by Nunez. Last 2 at bats, he has extra base hits, a triple and a double.
And he's had a nice night offensively.
And Sandy Leon becomes the 9th man to hit in the inning with 2 down, and that is through there for a strike. So now Kimbrel has taken a seat, and Kelly continues to work in the bullpen as the Red Sox lead it 10-4. The walks have really come back to haunt them in this inning. Jackie Bradley, Xander Bogaerts, JD Martinez all walked, and they've all scored. And Devers, who walked, would have scored, and he not come up lame there. That would have been 4 men in the inning. It has really cost Minnesota. Red Sox have capitalized. Red Sox, in fact, have scored 4 times in the inning. They only have 2 hits. And And now Garber would like a mound visit. Ten runs, 14 hits for Boston, 4 runs on 6 hits for Minnesota. And it could be more now. Sandy on the night is 1 for 4 with a double. To win tonight, the Red Sox go back to 40 over the 500 mark. They would be 73 and 33. And a lefty with a 1-2. Yankees are playing top of the 9th inning. They have gone ahead on Kansas City 5-4 in game 2 of a doubleheader. And now Leon will step out. Two men in scoring position. Brock Holt taking over as the runner at third, and Eduardo Nunez at second. That skips away. Holt darted down the line but retreats to third base. Well, this has been one long inning for Minnesota. Red Sox have been batting forever, and they've scored 4 times.
A lot of pitches in this inning. A lot of walks.
Count 2-2. And that'll be in there for strike 3 to retire the side, but a big frame for the Sox. They score 4 to lead it 10-4.
Monday and Tuesday.
Anything you buy, get up to 60 months no interest with equal payments and no minimum. See Jordans.com for details. 9th inning coming your way. Red Sox up 10-4. Eduardo Nunez will move over to play third base. Brock Holt will go to second. And Joe Kelly is into the game. Joe giving up 3 runs, walked a couple of men in 2/3 of an inning Tuesday at Baltimore. So still trying to find that outstanding performance of the first half of the season, the first couple of months in particular, where he was just lights out.
Right now searching for it, trying to get back on track.
Takes on Sano here in the ninth and deals a strike. Sano's gone 0 for 3 and he's whiffed twice in his return to their lineup. Promoted back to the major league team from AAA today. And a breaking ball fouled away. Big guy, 6'4", 272 in their media guide. Rick Porcello went 5 2/3. He stands to win it tonight and improve to 13-4. Heath Hembree's been in. Tyler Thornburg has been in. Joe Kelly now working the ninth. For a while it looked like Craig Kimbrell might get in tonight, but Red Sox just exploded for 4 runs to pile up a 6-run advantage. And that went right past him at 99. He struck him out. Time for Built for Baseball now, presented by T-Mobile.
Well, you mentioned Tyler Thornburg. All 3 outs coming on the curveballs for him in the 8th inning. 1 to Moreland. He gets the strikeout here to Dozier on the breaking ball. Then a breaking ball again to Morrison for a ground ball to first base. So the curveball, or second base, excuse me, the curveball doing the damage in that inning for Tyler Thornburg.
Robbie Grossman will look at a strike, 97 right through there. 0 for 3 tonight. Reached on an error in the 4th inning. 10 runs, 14 hits for the Red Sox, 4 runs, just 6 hits for Minnesota. .99 dotting it. 0-2. Mike Kelly looking very sharp out of that bullpen. And time granted by the home plate umpire Ripperger. Tomorrow, Nathan Eovaldi on the hill at 105 for the first time as a member of the Red Sox. And the 0-2 home. Swung on and missed to the backstop. Leon will have no play. And Grossman, despite striking out, will reach.
Fastball goes right by, right under the legs of Ripperger, the home plate umpire. That's the longest run to first base you can make. You've already struck out. You're upset about that. Now you got to sprint down to first base.
They're going to call it a strikeout and a pass ball. So base runner here for the Twins in the 9th inning despite the K. And here's Mitch Garver. Well, the Twins had not selected a starter for tomorrow's game at 105 until just a while ago. They have announced that the ace of their staff, Barrios, will go tomorrow. He's 10-7 with a 3.48 ERA. He's very tough. He's made 21 starts. Very stingy with the hits. So he'll take on Eovaldi tomorrow at 105 to close out the series. Tonight, 36,798 on hand at Fenway. Great night for home base, part of the celebration before the game. Very touching ceremony involving members of families who had lost a soldier. Great ovation for all of them. A deeply touching ceremony. Here's the 2-1 on the infield. Little chopper. Kelly chasing in on it. Nunez throws, but late. They're going to be safe at first and second.
Don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings Live right after the game. Adam, Wake, and Steve will break down key plays of the game. You'll hear from Rick Porcello and Alex Cora, who but WB Mason celebrating over 20 years of same-day delivery.
Guys in the green room getting set. I noticed no pizza unless Tom Caron is there.
Well, if there was some, that's long gone by now.
Well, runners on at first and second. Infield hit for Garver. With one man gone, ninth inning. Red Sox leading 10-4. And trying to put this one into the win column. Cave, the batter, 1 for 3, a base hit. Mauer will follow him. And the first fastball pounded in, 98 for strike 1. The big scoring innings tonight for the Sox were the 4th inning when they got 3. And the 8th inning when they scored 4 times. And a high chop to the middle of the diamond. Bogaerts gets it out there, throws on to first. He turns it. Beautifully done to end this ball game. A final score of 10-4. The double play seals it. 14 hits for the Red Sox here tonight. Rick Porcello will pick up the win, his 13th of the year, and the Red Sox, Adam, are back to 40 games over 500.